Well, director is the technical term, but I'm the head coach. Yeah, whether I'm here or not, India basketball will always be close to my heart. Well, I've been telling people since I came here, one of the things that India needs to do a better job, and I think it's improving, is starting players when they're younger.
Right.
You know, in the U.S., there's some of them are playing when they're 5 or 6 years old, you know, at least by 8. And here, when I first arrived, it was more like 12 or 13.
Right.
I tell the story sometimes of Amrit Paul, who was our starting center on the national team. Didn't start playing basketball until he was 19. And by 3 years later, he was a starting center for the national team. And I tell these coaches, what if he would have started when he was 6 or 7 years old? We might be watching him on TV in the NBA, you know, right now. So that's one thing. I think programs like the Junior NBA really promote getting them started when they're young. The other thing I really feel strongly about, when they're young, you have to make it fun. You have to build in something where they're going to love the game. You can't get too military on them or too hard on them when they're 6, 7, 8 years old. You just want to, you want to teach them some fundamentals, but man, have some games, have some fun things that they can do, and first get them to love the game. And then when they get up to, 11, 12 years old, you still want to have fun, but you can get a little more serious about it. You can really start pushing them stronger. But I think at that young age, you have to build that love for the game first. So I think that's the strength of Junior NBA. And we have many success stories of people coming out of Junior NBA. We have 5 or 6 players that have ended up in the academy here.
Through this program?
Yeah, through Junior NBA. One of them is Aman Sandhu. He played in Junior NBA, ended up coming to the academy here, worked his way through that, went to the U.S. for high school, and now he's our first Division I player at the Monmouth University in New Jersey. He's in his 2nd year, and it all started for him playing when he was young, and Junior NBA was part of that. The players that were just on this 3-on-3 team that went to the World Cup, 3 of those players started in Junior NBA. And they came to the academy where we really helped them to, form their fundamentals. They went on to the national team with BFI, and they improved them even more. And look what they're doing now. So, well, I've said this many times. I think, I come from a country where you can play basketball, you can play a sport, and also be very good academically. And I don't think, this is my personal opinion, I don't think you have to choose one or the other. And I think a lot of parents, especially in India, do that. And I know some of the best players I've ever coached were also the best students because they were very driven to be the best at whatever they do. And so I think, really to be a well-rounded person and to be good at your job, I think it takes not only being good, taking exams, but also, all the life lessons you learn through sports. And so I think it's important. I tell them, play basketball or play team sports to be the best doctor, the best lawyer, the best teacher you can be. Because I know that sports will prepare you for those things. The parents think, well, if he's not going to play pro basketball, why play basketball? This is my argument in that you're not just preparing, so few people get to play pro basketball. The NBA, even if you live in the United States, less than 1% of the players get to go to the NBA, But I guarantee you, though, some of the top doctors, some of the top lawyers, some of the top business people, men and women that have played team sports are better at what they do because they play team sports. And so hopefully Junior NBA and our academy and all that we're doing in India is sending that message that, you don't have to choose between the two. Now, it takes discipline and time management and all those kind of things, but I've seen too many examples of great students. I had a player played for me in college in the U.S. There was a 4-point student. In the U.S., that's all A's. Yeah, he was valedictorian, the whole thing, and now he's a doctor. He wasn't good enough to go on and play pro ball. He was a great player for me at the college ball. But I think what he learned playing basketball and then getting his education, now he's a top-rate doctor, so yeah. Well, I've had a lot of fun coaching coaches. I've coached a lot of players, but when I was the national team coach, I did a lot of clinics. And now with the NBA. I've done a lot of these coaches academies. A lot of these coaches are junior NBA coaches or school coaches or club coaches. So that's really been fun to give back, because I had a lot of coaches help me come up through my younger years. And now that I'm an old guy, kind of, at least by age, I try to really, give back and help these coaches to learn. And I love being at those clinics. But I've learned a lot. I've learned as much from them as that I've given to them. And so this has been a great ride. And hopefully, what I've done has made a little dent in things. And whether I'm here or not, India basketball will always be close to my heart. Thank you so much. You bet. All right.